I heard that people were like, this guy like geng and like I felt like to a certain extent that was true. Yeah, so I started to believe that, oh yeah, maybe I just geng maybe the emotions weren't real. I was like psyching myself to feel those emotions and to experience all that like suicidal thoughts. And I just broke. I was just like, yep, you know what, I can't deal with it anymore. And I was ready to jump. But the other thing was like, if I don't like die, then I'm gonna be a criminal, because I mean it was still an offense to suicide back then, and I was gonna be a vegetable, and that would have been worse. My name is Tierney.
How are you this year?
I'm turning 23 this year.
98?
Yeah, 98.
Shoot, okay.
Yeah.
98. And right now you're studying in the UK?
Yeah, I'm studying in the UK.
Where and what are you studying?
I'm studying psychology. I study at Cambridge.
What was it like for you, growing up? The bad times, the good times, yeah.
Growing up was quite okay. Like, I guess no real problems. I mean, I went to like decent secondary school, went to JC. I was quite involved in sports quite heavily. I was training quite a bit. So it was quite a normal life. I mean, my parents went through a separation, then divorce in like 2011, and they finally split properly in 2015. It didn't really have much of an impact on my life. I was still quite normal. I mean, I was playing a lot of computer games. I honestly am slightly addicted still to like League of Legends.
What was the best thing about growing up in the household?
I think the best thing honestly has been just small moments, like relationship stuff, like with my siblings, my brother and sister. I love them a lot, and like my school friends. I think now looking back, it can be like quite nostalgic.
Right, now we have like the good parts of growing up. Like what was, at least for you, the bad parts of growing up?
Like just the family, like conflict, friction, things that resulted directly due to the divorce, or indirectly. I mean, because there's so much things going on, right? So much conflict. Everyone's sort of like busy with their own stuff. So I think when I was diving, I was training a lot. It was like 4 hours a day, 6 days a week. It could get very like lonely sometimes, without the usual family support. But it's quite related, right? The idea of loneliness. I'll look at on the street and I'll see like two parents playing with their kid. I was like, oh, it'd be nice to have that. But of course, like that's just like a very like idealized version of family. But I mean, at its best, that's what I guess I had that picture, and not having that was like a bit painful. So.
Are you kind of like are you a foodie?
I'm not a foodie. Not really, honestly, no. I can appreciate good
food.
Yeah.
Like with regards to like mental health and whatnot, was it difficult for you talking about mental health, or like even acknowledging that your mental state was deteriorating?
I guess there were two sides of it.
Right.
So the first side was obviously for NS. So just context is that my mental health issue was a lot to do with NS. Just didn't have the best time, at least for like the first 6-7 months. In some sense, I was using my mental health, honestly, to try and get out of it. But on the flip side, when it came to like my real like social life, people I spent time with in church, at home, I was very like reserved. I didn't like talking about it because it was just a very different person from who I was when I was with them. Like I was a very cheerful person. I was someone who was quite, I guess, chill. But to have that side of me where I'm like anxious to that extent, and so like the intensity and like it never really ended. Like it just kept going on and on. I mean, I've had that for like exams, or like when I went for like competitions last time, but never like so prolonged. and I never felt so like alone also. It was really bad. It was quite bad to the point whereby I came up with very stupid conclusions on how to like to off myself. I just felt very rejected. Felt like I was alone. I was causing my parents and my grandparents who I was living with at the time a lot of stress, and like I was just like, you know what? I can't deal with all of this. Like it's just better to just like, yeah, turn it off.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sour tempura maki roll.
Tempura maki. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Beer buttered corn.
Beer battered corn. Oh, which one are you going to go first?
Chicken wing kushiyaki.
Ooh.
And our chicken thigh kushiyaki.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What was the turning point for you after those episodes? Like it was super dark for you. Yeah. What changed?
The turning point was like precisely at my darkest moment. Yeah, I mean, like I had like tuned out everyone, right? I had like shut everyone down, didn't want to listen to them. Went for counseling, and I sort of like, it didn't work on me because I wasn't receptive.
Right.
And I just didn't care. And right when I was just thinking about like, you know, I was just gonna do it, because I was scared. But then yeah, just right as I was there, I just had this thought in my head. There was just a recurring thing like, it's not your fault. I love you. It's not your fault. I love you. It's not your fault. I love you. And then at first I was like stunned lah. I was like, you know, is this me like trying to psych myself up? But the more I thought about it, I was like, no, can't be because I don't think I'll be able to psych myself up like that, you know? Like it's so obvious that it's my fault. Like I did all this, you know, I like couldn't get into the schools that I wanted to. I couldn't get for a scholarship. I set all these goals out and I couldn't achieve them. I was giving stress to my grandma who's living with me. And so how can it not be my fault? So like hearing all that, it's not your fault, I love you. I just came to realize that, oh, I guess it's God. You know, God loves me and God has forgiven me. Like it's no longer my fault. I mean it is, but like He no longer like blames me for it. And the more I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, if God loves me this much, if God has forgiven me this much, then how can I not forgive myself? How can I not like love myself? Like honestly, I don't know how that happened. I just had that change in perspective. A lot of like images flooded in, like just remembering like my leader who gave me a verse from Isaiah 26 verse 3. You will keep him in perfect peace, for his mind is stayed on you, and because he trusts in you. Like I just saw that pop up. I was like, oh yeah, like people love me, you know. Like I have my leader. I have friends in church. I have my family that cares about me. Even I guess the random MO, like who was looking out for me in camp. You know, he cared for me as well. Yeah, and then I just thought of myself, you know what? I think I won't do it anymore. And I just thought, I think it's a good time to go and sleep. And then the next day I woke up, I just didn't have that same anxiety. I didn't feel like killing myself. Just went to like camp normally, as if like nothing happened. Yeah, so like honestly, I think throughout the journey, my faith didn't really play a role. I was honestly, I guess, like disobedient, rebellious. So it's really just like God's grace that He showed up then. It's really God's grace working through the people who loved me. You know, they don't even always have to like ask me how it's going. They just be there. But it definitely shaped that moment when I realized that, hey, there are people who love me. There's a God who loves me, and He's my Father.
Just wanted to ask you about like, you know, the entire journey, the journey of like healing for yourself, right? Yeah, how did the journey of healing look like for you?
I mean, for that particular one, I guess the healing was quite instant. Afterwards, like a lot of healing came through community. So like that whole saga sort of happened in 2017. But then in 2018, 2019, last year as well, 2020, there were like bouts of like similar things, but not so intense. They were mostly to do with like my faith. But even then, these things were very real to me. And how I usually got through it was, yeah, like just honestly just friends reaching out to me and me being open and vulnerable to share out. I think because like from the experience I realized that, hey, actually like there were a lot of people who care about me, and maybe if I opened up to them properly, they'd be able to help me.
So I think just now you were talking about like love and the entire concept of love. What does love look like now for you?
God's love to me looks like He's a very faithful Father. He was very present in my pain. He was very present in my suffering. He sent people to comfort me. He sent people to love on me. And for me, that is one part of what God's love is like. I guess what I would say maybe to what, if I was talking to my old self, right, would be to say, hey, it's okay, you know, let yourself experience these emotions, right? And they're not wrong. They are very real. And don't punish yourself further for like what you're experiencing. And also, yeah, just take things slowly. It's fine. And give yourself and give those around you a chance to come in. Yeah, I think I didn't like at the start, but I think over the years, as I've allowed myself to be more open and more honest and vulnerable with those around me, like it's been easier to like walk this life.
Yep. Letting people in.
Yeah, I mean it's hard, but like just like bit by bit, you know, to be genuinely real. Like I think that's different. Like it requires like courage and boldness and trust, which takes time.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers,
Good job.
bro.